Hello, Richard.
Who am I talking to? I'm sorry, I can't
Why? Because I
recognize.
don't have a hat on.
Yeah, or hair, but that's okay.
No, there's a lot of hair on the side.
That's
You
about as much
should
as
have.
I have. So
I
stop.
got allergies too. Do you have
Uh,
Do you get allergies?
no, but I sure don't want to do this and talk about allergies. There's so
No.
many other things. No, come on.
Yeah, you're allergic to
A lot.
your logic sometimes involving the Steelers.
Oh,
Anyway,
don't tell me, please.
no, I'm
Don't.
not.
Now you're
I'm
going to
not.
go down the Steelers road. Let's go. We have
No,
20 minutes to talk about it. Let's go.
you go. You tell me. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I'm really surprised that there's a controversy about who's starting quarterback.
I don't know if there is.
I think it's ridiculous. And I didn't think it was even like Mike Tomlin to say that he'll let you know later this week. That's uncharacteristic for him.
Well, I don't. Russell Wilson's the starter,
Yeah,
and
100%. Agreed.
Mike Tomlin saying that is essentially keeping the opposition on their heels and keeping both players engaged. That's what I think.
Opposition on heels. I might get that. Keeping both players engaged. Yeah, I don't think you need to do that with those two guys. I think
I would hope.
they're
I would hope not.
yeah, they're professionals. Um, they're Justin Fields. I saw something that Justin Fields criticized the offensive line. Did that happen?
Dude, I mean, he's asking them to pick it up some, but like, no, not really.
I didn't think so.
Here's what you learn, and this is actually a great talking point. Before because you can get into who's the starting guard and who's the safety and who are the cuts. That's all nonsense. It's silly talk. This is a real topic this time of year. Every single little thing before the games start, because there's truly no games to analyze, is this big, but the media has nothing to talk about in terms of games. So everything becomes this big. And it's really not that big.
And I agree with that. I do agree with that. There's nothing else to talk about. You're right. I agree.
No, they need content. They don't necessarily need controversy, but it helps. And when there's no game proper to talk about, you have to fill pages, you have to fill airtime, you have to find content. So if it's the least little thing, it is exacerbated and blown up to the nth degree. Yes. And if you use logic, which again, sometimes I struggle with, but if you use logic and you apply it, you say, it's really not that big of a deal.
No, it's not. You knew that. I think I knew that immediately as soon as he took Russell Wilson out after one drive.
Right.
I mean, that said everything. I mean, and Justin was in, and he needs the work. He's got a whole different style, but he does need the work, and you can see that just in the confidence in which Russell led that drive. He did a nice job with that, and that's just senior leadership, I think.
Yeah, and I do think the more I look at this quarterback situation, I do think that they're on two different planes. And Russell Wilson is what can you do for me this year? And Justin Fields is what can you do for me maybe for the totality of the rest of your career?
And so let's say this. Russell is the starting quarterback. He has a fabulous year. He's I don't know, 13-4, whatever he is.
Yeah.
Okay. And he plays his tail off.
Uh-huh.
What do you do with it next year? Because then he's going to want a big contract.
That's a great question. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. It's a very good question. I'm going to give you the answer. I think they learned from the model of Ben that they'd rather get rid of somebody 1 year too early than keep them around 1 year too long. And I think that will be applicable to this situation.
So they'd let Russell go?
Yeah. I don't think they want to overextend on a quarterback, an aging quarterback, and keep him. Because we all know Ben was once great, one of the best Hall of Famers. That last year, it was a struggle to watch him try to push the ball down the field, especially in the middle of the field. It was. There was a depleted skill set. And he was getting by on legacy, and he was getting by on what he once was. And he gave that to you here and there.
Well, that becomes a whole different conversation to me. I would
Why's that?
like to hear. I'd like to hear Ben. Have you been on Ben's show?
No, I don't want to go on Ben's show.
Okay. Um, well, because you'd ask the hard questions,
Right.
and so nobody wants to be faced with the hard questions. But if Ben were on our show, I would ask him the question because I just didn't think the problem was Ben. I really think the problem was an offensive coordinator that was clueless. And you might say, well, he did he called those plays based on Ben's limitations at that point. I don't think Ben had limitations at that point. I think he had frustrations, not limitations. So it'd be hard for me to really think that the problem was Ben. I don't think it was.
I think there were multiple problems, but I think Ben's arm strength was
I
one
don't
of them.
believe that. I don't believe that either. I don't believe
I,
that.
I think his escapability and his arm strength and his
Well,
inability.
his escapability, I get that. Um, but man, I'll tell you, watch some of his highlights. I mean, the guy is really good,
Oh
and
yeah.
he can throw that ball, and he had the greatest 2 minute offense. I mean, I don't think Ben was the problem. I don't think they kept Ben too long. I think they kept their offensive freaking coordinator
Well, that's
way too
true.
long.
But to apply it to this current situation, I
Mhm.
think what Mike Tomlin's going to take from it is he's going to he's loath to bleed every single ounce of talent out of someone's career. And I think he's more apt to turn a page quicker with a
Well,
quarterback.
I know this. I know that Russell Wilson has always wanted to work for Mike Tomlin.
Oh, for
I
sure.
know, I know that. And so that's the personal relationship that he has, and it's a bond he has with Russell. I also know that he has a great personal relationship with Justin Fields, as he did when he went to the combine, as he
Right.
did when Justin was a rookie, and so, but that speaks to so many things because that is how you develop a winning team, right? And he's got those personal relationships that people might not think are important, but they are because when you get, and I saw this somewhere, you know, oh, I'll tell you where I saw it.
Tell me.
Local. I'll tell you where I saw it. I saw it from Rob Carmody.
Oh, yeah. The Mars coach who just retired.
And he said, quote, you know you're successful when the people that you're coaching and teaching start to adopt your own personality and your
Hmm.
own habits. And what a great quote that was. And I know Rob, I like Rob. I'm sorry he quit coaching. I understand why. I get it. But I think that was some great wisdom in that statement. And I believe that's what Mike Tomlin's building.
Yeah,
I
I
really
saw that.
do.
What did he coach? 26 years or something?
26 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that last night or this morning. Well, both. I read it a couple different times,
And
and I
I'm going
thought
to
it
tell
was.
you, I was at some of his practices. Man, there is no BS in that guy.
Oh,
That guy's there to win, and that's it. And so when he felt like you talk about keeping somebody too long, he knew it was time to go because he has some business things. He has his family, his wife, his kids. One of the sons went to Notre Dame. One of his sons is at UCLA. And I am a Rob Carmody fan.
right.
Still don't know how to pronounce it. Carmody. I don't know.
First will work.
Yeah. Um, but so, yeah, but I find it really applicable to business and industry. I find it applicable to sports, baseball, basketball, football. I get it. And I'm going to apply it right now to Mike Tomlin. I think that's all great leaders would say something like that.
Yes, and it makes people gravitate toward them. Now, that's always been the case for
It's
Mike Tomlin.
called, it's called to me, and I hope that I can achieve that here. It's called culture.
You have. I
And
mean,
it's a winning culture, and you build it around the people that you trust the most, and you build it around the people that can perform. And it is a compliment to see those people adopt your personality of, I don't lose. We will not lose.
it's not just that. Like, it's in, if you look at, especially like in the business that you're in, you have to look at, and here's how, what the payoff is, and here's the proof of it. How many people have worked for how long in your company?
We have a lot of long-term people. But
Correct.
but if you ask somebody, and if you saw somebody that works for us or works for me, specifically in a grocery store and said, this happens all the time, what's it like to work for Richard Bazzy? Um, nobody will say it's easy. Nobody. They'll say this, and it's happened. They'll say he is a really hard person to work for, but you always know where you stand, and I wouldn't work anywhere else. And so to me, that's the ultimate compliment. Kara and Chelsea are laughing at that, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Um,
why?
well, I'm not sure, but no, I think that is the ultimate
But isn't that
compliment.
honest work? And isn't that what Mike Tomlin's trying to achieve?
100%. 100%. And I think he has that. I think he has it. Russell, like I said, Russell's a disciple of Mike Tomlin. He loves Mike Tomlin. Always wanted to work for Mike Tomlin. Justin, we should have figured out a way to grab Justin Fields a long time ago.
I agree with you, 100%.
So yeah, I think Mike's got his core. He's got his nucleus now. He's got some great position skill players. You just have to manage these guys because there's a lot of egos in the room, and man, it's the winning culture that we need to have. And
Well, what you said makes the most sense in managing. And I hope Steeler fans, at least this is how I'm looking at it. And that's what I keep coming back to is these two quarterbacks. They're on two different planes and they're on two different timelines.
see, I don't even know about that. I think what they're on is two different skill sets.
I think one guy's here for get us through this year and then we'll maybe figure something out. And one guy is you're the guy moving into the future. I honestly feel that way.
I mean, that's probably logical, but what I really think is you're going to see a platoon quarterback system. I really believe that. I think that you're going to see both quarterbacks play.
Oh, yeah?
I do. I believe that. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you on third down put Justin Fields in?
Oh,
And
I don't disagree that it would work.
right? I
But
mean, it's a strategy, and I think it's a good strategy. I don't think it would be insulting. I don't even think it would be insulting to Russell Wilson to see that kind of play out that way because he knows he's not that scrambling quarterback. He's not that guy that he wants to use his legs to get that first down.
he'll just need to be okay with it.
I think he would be
That's the one.
because he's going to win ball games. Russell Wilson, as the leader, is going to win ball games. I thought it was cute when they were interviewing Russell Wilson. He did two things on the sidelines with I forget the young lady's name that was interviewing him. He did two things. While he was being interviewed, we intercepted the ball.
Right.
And did you hear him? What he said? Go, kid. You know, he's like he ignored that he was being interviewed, and so that shows his senior leadership. The other thing was, oh God, I forget what I was going to say. He did the two things that he was talking about how he liked the city,
Right.
and he said, you know, he loves it, his kids love it, and his wife, he called her C, and C loves it. I thought that was really cool. Did you even notice that?
Yes. Yes.
So he called her C, and I guess, you know, he doesn't want to say Sierra. He doesn't
He
want to say
seems like
that.
a regular person.
I'm telling you, he's driving our vehicle, and so we have some interaction with him, and he is a regular, normal, wonderful human being. So
Man.
there you have it. I'm done.
I'm done. I'll talk to you next. I'm going to New York City this weekend. I can't wait.
For what?
Broadway shows with my daughter.
Oh, cool. What are you going to see?
Wicked and maybe something else. So we'll figure that out. But definitely Wicked on Sunday afternoon, holiday weekend. So a bunch of people will leave New York City. All the people who live there won't be there. So it's a great time to go.
Oh, that's fabulous. Good thinking. Well, have fun. That sounds like having a hair transplant to me.
Yes, I think we leave Saturday morning, so I'm going to go get in the TSA line right now, I think.
Good luck.
See you, Richard.
Have a great time.